themselves, but I'm not sure what they ban here.
Yeah, probably some kind of support. Maybe support chokehold here.
Oh no, the
No.
Asmodan.
Yeah, Asmodan is kind of forgetful character. I kind of forgot about him for a little bit, but he does deal a lot of damage.
Yeah, and he can be really rough in these shrines where people need to kind of clump up to get onto the shrines themselves. But we're going to see that band out. And the Asmodan also helps with wave clear. Right now, Phoenix, the only wave clear, but spoke too soon. Nazebo coming out. There he is, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, you know what I want to see right now? A Leoric.
Interesting. Okay.
You beat Artanis in the lane.
From Mistake's side.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you'll beat Artanis in the lane, you'll Entomb and Silence, and then easy bake Oven from Diablo.
Oh yeah, and Nazebo can just throw all of his damage in there. There's a quick spider in there. That's gonna be a lot of spider damage coming out. Lucio being picked up here. I have not seen this character in a long time. Instead they go for the Dahaka, going for the global pressure to match the Falstad, I believe.
Definitely, and I don't know. The Leo kind of made a convincing argument for me.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if they could play that right.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely true. The Dahaka gives them a little bit more crowd control. Diablo can flip people around. Diablo can flip people around. Dahaka, the tongue follow up to that sort of thing can be good into people like Raynor and Falstad. Lucio doesn't exactly have a cleanse. He does have sound barrier.
Yep, sometimes it could be better than a cleanse.
Yeah, very true. So we're gonna see both these teams come out, and man, that Nazebo late game though. Oh, see, there's a Nazebo portrait right there. That explains it. This is a Zrice special, and that's how I'm choosing to pronounce that name. But the late game, I think, belongs to them.
Yeah, if they can get to the late game, this game might be over. But I mean, not necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming Falstad is going some kind of mage stat instead of basic attack, you get a lot of damage towards the late game. Same thing with Raynor. On top of that, you have Lucio level 16 where it just says, hey, my entire team is going to heal up all of their health, and you can't do anything about it.
That's true. The Lucio is very good into that Nazebo slow damage. Nazebo poisons everybody like their half of their health bar suddenly brown. But then Nazebo comes in. Lucio comes in with the 16 healing, the sound barrier, and kind of negates all that.
Yeah.
So I think it's just going to be about how they handle the macro and how each team plays to their strengths in the team fights.
I definitely agree. I think if the Lucio gets caught out by the tons of CC on the side of mistakes, then they're going to evidently lose the fight.
Yeah, so looking to see who can punish the mistakes here. Anyways, into the game we go, and on the side of Heaven, we've got Abdel playing for Reborn on the Falstad, Track and Matt on the Lucio, X152 leader on the Raynor, Neowin on the Johanna, and Gawain on the Artanis.
Yeah, and on the red team, mistakes. We have Nodat on the Haka, we have Zrice on the Zebo, Spork on the Diablo, Runtime Logic on the Phoenix, and Kyle on the Stukov.
All right, the 5-man immediately starting down here for mistakes were made. Johanna checking that bush, taking residence up in there. Artanis just sitting in the bush, gonna sit there patiently.
Yeah, I'm waiting for something to come out, some kind of CC, and Raynor's a little bit out, actually.
Yeah, this is in fact the mage stat build. No stacks so far on this Hammerang, but we're going to see that scale over the game over time. Hopefully Falstad can keep up with that.
Definitely. It looks like Reborn is slightly ahead in the rotations, and this might end up hurting mistakes.
Yeah, that's true. With the Johanna and the Falstad, well, Johanna's not even bothering to close. I mean, Jimmy's doing a good job himself, but of course, James Raynor has Exterminator. These deals 50% more damage to these minions and 100% while Inspire is active. You turn that on a wave, you're actually got a decent amount of wave clear as Jimmy, and I think this is really benefiting them.
That's very interesting. I didn't even notice that. Having no executioner at, well, I mean, this is exterminator. Close
Ace in the
enough,
hole.
but ace in the hole, that one. That's what that talent's called.
Yeah.
Is a huge loss, but it looks like the Rainer actually gets caught out by the Diablo, and it looks like he's going to fall.
A little bit tough engage there, but Falstad flies in. It is going to be a 3v4. Nazebo traps 2 into the zombie wall. Johanna comes out. They try to get the silence, but they don't get the flip back, and Johanna and Neowin is going to be okay.
Yeah, this looks like something is happening on the mistakes. I kind of just realized it. The wall into silence can be devastating for Reborn, especially if that lands consistently.
All right, the new Stukov going for the pop and pustules build on the Stukov. Nazebo going for the Toad build. He's got 9 stacks already, so those Toads are going to be a big deal later on in the game.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a huge amount of chunk, and I think where Nazebo is actually going to strive is less of the late game and actually the mid game, because that's about the time where he can do tons of damage, and Lucio can't heal that up adequately.
Yeah, that's true. It's just before Lucio gets to 16, he's going to have to use Sound Barrier, but once he uses Sound Barrier, that's it. Yeah,
this is going to be very interesting to see how Reborn engages these fights and says, hey, we're just going to engage.
Looks like mistakes were made, have rotated all the way top. As for Diablo trailing in the back there, the Haka sitting in the bush or maybe seeing if he can find something. No, that's not going to find anything. And the 5-man from Reborn comes out. Here's a big swap on the Nazebo. There's the follow-up damage. This is going to be enough. The big heal from Stukov available. Falstad has to back away, but Gawain stuck way out. There's the CC drag on Artanis, and down he goes. The swap turns into a death in favor of mistakes were made.
Huge turnaround on the side of mistakes are made, and now they have control over this point. Looks like Reborn is, for some reason, they're going to engage a little bit. Everybody slightly getting chunked on the side of Reborn, but nothing really happening.
Yeah, they turn their attention to the shrine now. The rest of Reborn trying to clear out the shaman camp that was captured by mistakes were made. Getting on there, they've got about, they're almost halfway through with these skeletons. A big stun on Joanna. The zombie wall keeps her in place. Has to use Iron Skin immediately, but she's right back in this fight. Here comes a swap. Lands onto Kyle 566, and down goes Stukov.
Yeah, I guess you could say the numbers didn't really add up for the side of mistakes.
No, Dat is followed right up, but he's got essence. He uses it. He get right back up down. Abdel way up forward, but not able to be punished there. Trying to find some extra damage to keep mistakes are made back, and this is now swinging back in towards the favor of Reborn.
Yeah, actually, mistakes a slight little lead right now, and it's not gonna matter especially if they get the kill on Intense. They're gonna be able to engage on this. Both teams about only needing 10 left. Rainer focusing on the shrine. Looks like mistakes are gonna be engaging on it. Oh wow, the Punisher pick off, and nobody exactly falling, but the wall comes out. The wall into silence, chunking down to Lucio and the Rainer, but not exactly getting the kills.
Yeah, Falstad steps up to try and get them off here. He may get Punisher. There's a flip and the stun against the wall. The fall damage not quite there. Nazebo very low, not in a position to come out, especially with John Cena on the loose. They're going to back up. Diablo gets rooted. James Rainer punishing with the quick Inspire and Focus Fire, but they're going to back out. Stukov throwing the silence out just to keep everybody away from the front wall. This Punisher is going to go down quickly, but a front wall going over to mistakes are made. Slight XP going over to Reborn, excuse me. Mistakes were made, having a slight XP advantage, but this game, so far, DG Reborn doing a good job.
Definitely, and looks like they're going for quite a risky engage on the side of mistakes, and we'll see how they respond to it.
Nazebo is trying to get some damage over the wall. They know they're there, but they just give it up. They're not ready to engage in this yet. Tahaka caught way out, uses his bro. That swap might have actually saved Noldat. Noldat gets out. Diablo is there for the peel as is Stukov, and everybody backs off. Everyone stays alive. Quick thinking there from mistakes were made.
Definitely, and that saved them a chance for Reborn to come back. But now they're the ones who who are going to lead this game, and they're the ones that needs to lose.
Yeah. They are going to make it the 10 first if this keeps up. Dahaka, the global advantage. Nazebo just going around getting himself these stacks. He's at 47, 48 now. He's going to be looking to get up to 175 before he gets to level 20 for that sweet, sweet voodoo bonus at level 20.
And that bonus does a lot of damage. And the second Nazebo gets there, and if he has the stacks, that is going to wreak havoc on the side of Reborn. Sure, we like to associate Lucio with some kind of sustain, but that's on a different level.
Absolutely. They're going to grab this camp down bottom. Johanna going to clear that wave out, and this camp going to be taken away, but there's a flip on the Johanna. Nothing doing from the Diablo, and really just taking the camp off the board and getting themselves a little bit more experience on the way to 10.
Definitely, and 10s are literally right around the corner. Engage might be coming out soon.
All right, we have the Lucio boombox being set down in this little bush here. Very happy little jukebox there.
Yeah, pretty standard ults too. I mean, Lightning Breath, we see Adaptation, Gargantuan, Purification, and Flailing Swipe.
Okay, the camp is being taken here. Dahaka burrows in. He's looking for some kind of engage. He's trying to find the dragon on somebody. They get onto this point. Diablo throws people around. There's the Lightning Breath. Down goes Lucio. They don't have 10s to prevent this engage. Excellent engage coming out from mistakes were made.
Very excellent, and that's gonna put them even farther ahead in this game. Arcana's gank coming out the wall, blocking him out. The swap comes out, but it's not enough. The Diablo CC is just too much.
Yeah, Diablo saving his flip for the right time there, secures the Artanis kill. That gank was successful specifically because Spork waited for Artanis to get in the right position, flip them over in time for everybody to continue their damage on him.
Yeah, now both teams have level 10s. Ults are down on the sides of mistakes, but we'll see how Reborn takes advantage of that.
Yeah, Artanis is going to be a few seconds late. That's going to allow mistakes were made to get a decent number of these skeletal defenders on this shrine. They have a lot of shrine crew in between the Zebo and Phoenix. Here comes the invade. Soundbarrier goes in as the engage happens. Artanis on the backline throws down the orbital cannon, and everyone is simply going to retreat and back out. And that is 2 ults used to try and get people away without getting any kills.
Yeah, that is very big as we see all of the ults coming off the mistakes, and that's exactly what we see. The Diablo goes in with the Lightning Breath, and the Purification also goes out, but gets cancelled. The Gust has to get out for them to disengage, and Lucio falls. It looks like the Artanis is about to fall as well. Let's see if they can punish them, but no, the wall comes out, sticks his own team, and little did they know they've lost 2 of their teammates on the side of Reborn.
That's a 2 for nothing, and a Punisher going over to with mistakes were made. An excellent decision to get out and then go straight back in. Diablo looking for a flank on somebody here. He's spotted out by Johanna. Johanna gonna push him back, and now the Punisher pushing onto the support. Diablo trying to find something, sees a Rainer that's very low, flips him back into the rest of the team. He has to use his Adrenaline Rush. Here comes the Purification salvo. Not going to be enough, and they're going to get this fort.
Yeah, they have a half-health Arcane Punisher ready to go on that keep wall. This might be able to take out a couple towers, which would be a huge win for mistakes.
Falstead's going to back to get a little bit of extra mana. Going to be coming. Haka, in the meantime, soaking up top, so they're winning the soak war. They're getting the push. They get themselves a front wall. I think that's going to be it from them. Everybody decides to leave. Dahaka doing a decent job double soaking here, going on to this Artanis, and they're going to take themselves a camp. They think about it, and they back off.
Yep, looks like they're just going to crowd mid-wave and just kind of play the long game right now. 13s are advantage here, but the thing is they will be fighting 1 down in the current status quo, and the thing is the Haka has his dig up, but does he want to use it right now?
Mm-hmm. You could save it for later on in the fight. You could save it for when the Punisher comes up. I'm not sure. It's got to be... It's a ways off, but I think that's enough that you don't even want to bother. And he's uncontested up here. So why bother getting a kill? Why bother risking a team fight? Even up a 13 talent tier when Dahaka can just sit here and get experience for absolutely free.
Very true, very true. And he can actually push that out. He's staying in the bushes, making sure the enemy team doesn't see him, and Falstad uses the global to go up. This might be a time to engage.
Yeah, Dahaka could reverse global on them. Falstad's fly is going to be down for a while, giving the global advantage for the next 45 seconds. You can try and find something happening here. Both teams playing passively, though, however.
Yeah, very true. And
yeah, Falstad's walking down here bottom, and Dahaka just kind of stays up here at top, still soaking this out. They are betting on the fact that their opponent is going to be 13. It's not going to be 13 at the same time as they are on the Shrine. However, they could be playing the long game and just trying to get the 16 instead of 13.
yeah, they are about 2 levels up, and it looks like Engage is coming out. The Condemn comes out, but it looks like damage is going out. The Lightning Breath and the Silence doing work. The Purification Beam's cancelled, but it still ends in 4 kills for 0.
They just walked right into their grave. They walk into the choke point. Stukov sees an opportunity, throws out the silence into the bush there where everybody was standing. The sound barrier gets canceled. We got to let's break it, and it disappeared as Stukov silences the entire team. The Lightning Breath keeps them in position, and an easy kill. 4 men dead. And they,
Yeah,
excuse me, 3 men and 1 woman. Do Protoss have gender? I don't know. I'm going to figure this out after the game, and I'll get back to you guys. Yeah, Artanis could be a girl. I don't know.
No. Lucio is it.
Oh, Lucio's a girl. Okay.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Same thing with Falstad.
Yeah, Falstad. I mean, who knows? I have no idea. Who knows that, you know, it's 2070. Lucio can be whatever he wants. Falstad's coming in mid here. Both teams just trying to choke these lanes out. We got some extra camp pressure here, and 13-16 in favor of mistakes were made. It's going to be a rough one to come back here for Reborn.
Yeah. Reborn is going to have a very rough time coming back, and they're not going to be able to fight for a while, so they're opting to go for the pushes, which is very smart in this situation.
Yeah, they're getting a lot done. Raynor has a lot of damage with that gunship of his on this fort. Not quite as much as you would have from Hyperion, but still plenty. Falstad pushing on here, so 2 pushes going down here at the same time, but not going to get the fort, and mistakes are made response in kind by pushing the fort themselves.
Yeah, and that only leaves the Punisher an open gateway towards the keep. But the swap on the Diablo and the Gust to follow it up, and so much CC, but the flailing swipe comes out, allowing Diablo to escape, using up 2 ults on the side of Reborn. That is huge.
Yeah, that's a big deal. That Gust almost had him pushed way back, but the fact that they had a camp pushing and Gary, Nazebo's Gargantuan on the fort prevented Diablo from taking that fort damage that really would have confirmed that kill. And he's back up to full. Jeez, that's insane. Stukov healing so much there. He finally had the big heal. Jimmy spent most of his time down bot. He does have a camp pushing. This may net them before, but not before mistakes were made. Gets a lot of damage on the structures here.
Yeah, almost an entire wall dropping instantly. It looks like they're looking for an engage right here, waiting for the jump. It's about to come out. The Diablo goes in, stunned to Lucio, nothing coming from it, but there's the jump onto the Artanis. He gets stunned, and now Lightning Breath comes out, being able to zone out the rest of the team. Purification Self comes out, but no blood being shed here. Diablo now in towers. The Gust comes out.
Finds the perfect Gust angle on Sports. Abdel pushing Diablo just beyond his wall. They find the kill there. A huge pickup for Reborn.
Yeah, that is exactly what Reborn needed. They needed some way to come back into this game, some opening, and this is exactly what their opening is.
Oh, Zrice peeling for himself with that excellent Nazebo zombie wall. The zombie wall allows him to continue to survive. Diablo has souls, and the question is, how many souls can Diablo get before the next Punisher? Because that's really going to ensure whether he survives or not.
That is very important, but I think another matter is to also look at Nazebo. With level 20s right around the corners, he has about 50 more stacks to grind out until he can get that level 20 activated.
Yeah. All right. I am getting a raid here from Linehouse. Linehouse, thank you so much. 18 viewers coming out from you. Thank you so much for the raid and the host. And chat is also informing me that Protoss does indeed have gender, so Phoenix and Artanis are probably guys.
Are you sure about that?
Well, I'm going to trust Jugger Bob out here. So, and Razagul is a female Dark Templar, so it looks like we've got examples on both sides, and I'm going to trust the people who played way more StarCraft than I have. I think I've played like 2 missions. And
I didn't play that much StarCraft.
And it was all humans, and it was like this year, so I was not a StarCraft person ever.
Cough cough, it's called Terran.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh wait, actually, I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, they are in fact Terrans. It was the Terran campaign, not the human campaign. We're going to get things right on this cast. We're going to make sure that everyone understands exactly what the StarCraft lore is. And please tune into my TED Talk for more discussions on Protoss and gender. But we're going to get this camp up here for Reborn. They're going to put a little bit of pressure top, and they're going to see if they can move around the map. And just a sort of a bit of a merry-go-round as mistakes are made, just trying to get to 20 and abusing this severe level advantage that they have in this game.
Yeah, at this point, they just need to sit and wait until they get level 20, and they're in such a big advantage. The next shrine spawning mid, it can be either a Frozen Punisher or the Arcane Punisher, which if it's either one can mean huge devastation for whoever doesn't cap it.
Yeah, Nazeebo able to farm stacks here. He's only 20 stacks away, so 20 more minions. Killed by Nazeebo is going to allow him to get the damage bump at level 20, so he's going to try and get that before the shrine comes up. But the fort going over to Reborn, they're just trying to get any kind of XP that they can, but this shrine is popping up now, and it's probably going to be taken by them. I don't know if they want to take this fight. Punisher does have to go through a fort.
Yeah, but if they want to take the fight, it has to be right now. So close to level 20. Looks like Mistakes notice this and just backs off and waits a little bit longer.
Yeah, they've got some soak that they can grab bottom for Dahaka safely. Nazeebo is going to be able to get even closer to his 175 stacks on his Voodoo Ritual. But let's see if the Shrine clear, especially with Rainer's Exterminator, is going to be able to clear the Shrine fast enough that they can get it before 20 hits. No, 20 is hit now, and here comes Mistakes Were Made.
Yeah, they're posturing, they're looking for a fight right now. Diablo just waiting for somebody to be right next to a wall, and on top of that, top keep was taken, responded to just a little bit too late.
Yeah, they wanted to really focus on that shrine. They're only able to get 23 of these skeletal defenders. Sad days ahead for Reborn. However, they do have this fort and a keep to help whittle this Punisher down before it can even get close to their core.
Yeah, and now Reborn needs to make some kind of play to get back into this game. And the thing is, Mistakes, they are unstoppable at this point with so much damage, so much pressure with those level 20s, and now if they get a kill here, it's a possible core situation.
Yeah, this Punisher is actually looking very, very healthy. That fort, almost no impediment to them at all. The blind comes over, the Punisher jumps over the wall. They actually whittle down to half health. That Exterminator from Rainer is huge value right now.
Yeah, but it looks like Diablo gets the engagement on Lucio, gets the stun. It was Silence and Lightning Breath being thrown out, but Diablo now being focused. The Toads on Falstad burning him down, but it looks like engagement is happening here. Ults coming out left and right, but it ends in a death of Falstad.
Oh, Deadbird walking. Diablo almost gets punished there. An excellent gust during the Lightning Breath isolates Diablo from the rest of his team, but the damage not quite there, and the Stukov heal too huge.
That was an extreme fight, and the Falstad well played, but the Toads were able to be nuking the squishies on their side, and again, Lucio not being able to heal enough.
Yeah, the poison damage now out from Nazeebo. 181 stacks, there it is, and there is a huge kill on to James Raynor. Another staggered death. They may be able to simply go core at this point.
I thought it was Jimmy.
It's James and Jimmy, right?
I don't know.
James Raynor. Jimmy is a nickname for James. Do not fight me on this.
I don't know. But yeah, the game looks over, so. Well, maybe not the ghost.
No, the ghost comes out. Abdel, these gusts are absolutely on point. They're getting a lot of damage onto No Death. He has the Essence, but Artanis goes down. The flailing swipes make sure that they can't continue this damage, and the game is indeed over. First game going over to Mistakes Were Made.
See, I just like to take a second to say I told you so.
Listen. I will remain adamant that it is James Rayner, but I agree with you on that call there. That it was indeed Core. So here are the final scores for you, for your perusal, as well as the talents picked during this game. Boy, that was an intense game. Mistakes were made, just able to slowly work their way up. It looked a little bit dodgy at the beginning, but they got into control, and they remained in control the rest of the game.
Sorry, I had to step away for just 1 second. What did you say?
The mistakes were made. They were able to. It looked a little dodgy at the beginning, but they were able to get in control and stay in control for the rest of the game.
Definitely, they were just able to get one kill after another, press their advantage, making it so Reborn never had an opening to come back.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're gonna get everybody else in here. I can't. Second, I need to remember who is the captain on the side of Mistakes Were Made. Okay. Yeah, and we're going to see Reborn, I think, definitely showed signs of life, but I feel like it was really rough going into the composition of Mistakes Were Made.
Yeah, it's very rough when you're looking at that comp. So much CC and Diablo doing so much in these team fights, and that kind of led to a lot of those fights being lost. I think if there's one note to come out of that is there's a reason why Diablo's picked on.
Oh, you cut out there for a second there. There's a reason that Diablo's what? Okay, looks like we've lost Sir Sean Sheep. Internet may have gone out. We're going to set up the cast here. We're going to figure out the technical issues here, and we'll be right back. ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Reborn versus Mistakes Were Made. Mistakes Were Made going up 1-0, taking the game on Infernal Shrines here in this best of two. Now we have Battlefield of Eternity, and this is Reborn's map pick. So we're going to see if they can come back on their map choice and see if they've got what it takes to bring back this draft. Sheep, welcome back. You had a little bit of an internet issue there, but you're back joining us now. Are you excited for this next game?
Very excited. I really like seeing games on Battlefield of Eternity, seeing how people play the map, and seeing what characters they actually bring out.
Yeah, absolutely. And both these teams definitely ready to bring out their own comfort picks and own special pocket picks that they've got ready to play the game like they want. That Nazebo was huge in that game once they got to late game.
Yeah, once they got the late game, it didn't matter how much the Lucio threw out there because you can't heal poison damage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Looks like we are waiting for one more team here. Gladiators are ready. We're waiting for the contestants here. I mean, obviously Hanzo, probably the first person on everybody's mind when this map is picked.
Definitely, but where there comes Hanzo, comes Genji, my favorite character in the game. There is a certain strategy to that, though. Yeah. To be fair, if you kind of let the Hanzo go through, just counter the backline, and that could be an area of an attack.
Absolutely, that's true. But we're going to see where these teams take it as we get into the draft here on Battlefield of Eternity.
I'm hoping to see a lot of good drafting here.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of skill in drafting.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of different paths you can take that ends in situations where the enemy team can't do anything.
Looks like Mistakes Were Made just does not like playing into Blaze. It could be that they don't have a player who enjoys playing Blaze or is not comfortable on Blaze, and so he's very good, and they just want to ban him out if they're not going to take him themselves.
Yeah, let's see if Urel actually gets open this time, because Urel, again, still a very prevalent pick and still super strong.
Mm-hmm. Genji pick? I like it. I like the Genji ban here. Artanis being banned out, it looks like Reborn maybe wants to control the race. Vala immediately banned out, so Hanzo available for them. And if they go Hanzo, I don't know, like they could do like Li Ming Rainer if they want to race, or they could just say, we want to deny you as many race characters as possible so we can play defense.
Yeah, definitely, but it looks like they pick up the Phoenix. Very solid damage dealer, does a lot throughout fights, and possibly one of the best assassins in the game right now.
Oh, looks like they may be, in fact, trying to control the race themselves. They immediately pick up the Lunara and the Malfurion here. Lunara, a very versatile damage dealer, is able to hurt a lot of different healers. Malfurion, a good healer, but Stukov Diablo immediately coming out. The Stukov looks to be a... that was an excellent Stukov play coming out from Mistakes Were Made.
Yeah, and you know what I want to see again? Leoric.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
I want to see the Easy Bake Oven. I want to see the Planet Cracker.
Yep. You take Leoric away from your opponent if they want to last pick him. And I think I like the Leoric into the Diablo as well. Nazebo earning a ban here coming out from Reborn. Reborn not wanting to deal with all that poison damage again.
Yeah, those respect bans are huge. That just tells you that you play that character so well that the enemy team needs to ban it. And that's exactly what happened here.
Yeah, and like Nazebo, absolutely deadly once he gets to that 20, and they may be expecting to go that far. The Malthael ban immediately on the other side. Good into Diablo, good against racing, although his race is not what it used to be now that his percent damage got nerfed.
Definitely, but you know, I really hope the Leo comes out. Wait, the Tyrael coming out, that's interesting in this situation.
It is. It looks like maybe they're trying to just go onto Mistakes Were Made and just sort of punch them. Tyrael diving in, Johanna going in for the kill. You could see a really bursty hero picked up last Reborn to get a judgment onto somebody crazy. You know, who knows? Someone like Stukov.
Possibly, but I actually see the opposite here. When you look look at this. I'm just seeing the amount of zone on the side of Reborn.
Right.
They have the mouth root. They have the slows from Lunara. Johanna able to dictate with the enemy team goes, and of course, Holy Grounds, one of the best zoning tools in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing matters if you can't get to Lunara, who's poking you down.
Yeah, it's really going to be key how much damage Lunara is going to be able to get out without being punished. Jaina being picked up, 4 mistakes were made, and they've got the Dahaka for themselves too. And there's the Li Ming, and they're looking for that big poke. Not a lot of race on the side of mistakes were made, but boy, they have an aggressive comp.
Yeah, neither team has that great race, to be honest. Hanzo was still up. That might have been a pick.
Yeah, although Li Ming allows you to sit there and poke, so Johanna and Tyrell allowing you to zone, getting Lunara and Li Ming plenty of damage onto that Immortal as well.
Very true, very true. And I mean, I think this comes down to the team that has to execute is definitely going to have to be Reborn. One misstep, one small position error can end in devastation. If the Lunara steps a little bit too far out to poke and the tanks aren't there to protect, they could very well just lose the fight without enough damage.
You know, I'm looking at Lunara's portrait. Her necklace is like a necklace that you'd see on the Flintstones. It's a weird necklace. I guess it's a proper necklace for a dear woman to have.
Isn't there a word for that?
No. There's no word for dear woman.
Are you sure? I think Twitch chat's gonna prove you wrong.
I don't think there can't possibly be a word. I don't think that anybody has ever thought of that kind of creature before, ever in the history of humankind. This is a unique Blizzard invention.
Definitely. I think Blizzard games are actually the only games in the world.
Yeah, it's true. It's honestly, for me, they basically might as well be. Yeah, no, that's a bit of a dry sense of humor.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah,
Also,
I'm gonna give up on that. I do like the Jaina with the Phoenix; those two pair together very well, and especially with Lightning
Very
Breath.
true.
Man, Lightning Breath and Purification Salvo is one of my favorite combos.
Definitely, you just deal so much damage, and you confirm the slows. It's devastating.
All right, we're getting into this game here. There we go. We've got the Zoom connects here. I do wonder if we have possibly a disconnect from one of the members here. We're going to find out in the game, but we're going to be just fine with that. Battlefield of Eternity, like, I do like what Tyrell is going for here. Being able to protect that Lunara. If you can protect that Lunara, she just gets an insane amount of value. With Splintered Spear, with her auto attacks, it's just absolutely insane. But into the game we go. And on the... Okay, we have an immediate pause here coming out. So we're going to wait. Both these teams setting up. I'm just waiting for teams to go ahead and give us the countdown here. If they wait too long, it looks like both teams are good. I will just hit unpause if they don't count us down. Okay, there we go. There's the countdown. I am, in fact, paying attention. Okay, into the game we go, and on the side of heaven, we've got Reborn with Gawain on Tyrael, Ridley on Malfurion, Neowin playing the Johanna, X152 leader on the Lunar, and Abdel playing the Li Ming.
Yeah, and on the side of the red, there we have mistakes are made with Nodat on the Dahaka, Zrice on the Jaina, Runtime Logic on the Phoenix, Spork on the Diablo, and Kyle 566 on the Stukov.
All right, here we go into the game. Looks like Tyrael immediately starting up top here. Going to be the offlaner for them, as well as an off tank. Everybody, all 5 starting down here. Dahak is going to be able to tunnel up anytime he wants. He looks like they're looking for a quick and dirty drag here on somebody.
Definitely, and Diablo positioning very aggressively, looking for an engagement. Sadly, it doesn't get anything, however.
Jaina getting a plenty of wave clear along with the Phoenix. Her wave clear advantage easily belonging to mistakes are made, but not for long, as the rest of Reborn clears that up. Really just both teams trying to posture. Not a whole lot happening here first.
Yeah, just standard gameplay right now. Sitting around, clearing the waves. Nothing much happening.
Gawain sort of sitting around expecting Dahaka to walk up and simply tongue him. He gets taken, chunked out, but there's a big chunk onto Malfurion. The Phoenix laser slows him down, but he's going to be able to back out. A huge orb depletes the shields of Runtime Logic. Sport gets chunked out. Nothing really happening, but healers starting to get taxed on both sides.
Yeah, at this point now we have to realize that tank is very low, and it might not look like it, but there's a ton of bursts on the side of Reborn, and they're burning the Diablo down, but it's not enough damage right now.
Oh, he walks out. The rest of his team kind of provides a human shield for the Li Ming damage. Sport gets out. Ooh, there's all three magic missiles connected on that Stukov. Sharpshooting coming out from that Li Ming. This top lane, very boring. We're going to go back to the bottom lane. Another magic missile. Proc from Li Ming, who went power hungry, and I think it's up was just finished that. Oh, and another one.
Wow, and the teleport was canceled on the Phoenix. There is no punishment, but still so much damage being done.
And Abdel is just threading these magic missiles onto the backline. So much damage being caused by her. The rest of the mistakes were made. Now immediately move into their camp. They're going to grab it. Now it's going to be ready in time for the Immortal phase. This top lane, very boring. Going to go down here to the bottom. Sport getting chunked out. All four members trying to take advantage of two members missing. Mistakes were made, but nothing doing. The Li Ming poke, though, has gotten this tower very low.
Yeah, very much so, and when it comes down to it, that could mean a huge difference in the gameplay.
Yeah, alright. We're going to set up for the Immortals. Only one team has gotten their camp so far. It looks like Reborn wants to grab this camp now. They do, in fact, start it. This is going to give the Immortal race advantage start to Mistakes Are Made. They're going to be able to start it early and immediately get on it. Dahaka zoning out up top. Neowin trying to cause some blinds, causing some havoc here. I do like that about Johanna on this map, able to just blind and slow down the race of your opponent. But wow, this Immortal at half health already.
Yeah, they are burning it very far down, and Dahaka being caught out by the root, and now it looks like they're looking for an engagement. Gets not that much, but now they're going to be forced to defend in this situation.
All right. Hey, Frozen, welcome. It's been a while. My old chair league buddy, Frozen, from my team offside. He's an amazing player. He was way too skilled to be on that team. I'm glad to see you around. Stukov throwing the silence down, but man, here comes the poke onto this Immortal. However, Lunara, X152 leader, doing her dangdest, dryadest best, knocking this Immortal down, trying to get it as whittled down as possible.
And definitely a lot of poke going out on the side of Reborn, and now it looks like Mistakes Are Made are looking for an engagement. The Diablo goes in, the silence goes out, the tongue hits the Tyrael. Not enough mana to be able to queue out, but so many people being chunked. Li Ming might be able to get the reset, so Diablo's getting very low in this situation. Once reset can mean it all, but looks like they're doing a very good job of luring them out.
That orb almost connects, and the entirety of Mistakes Remain hanging by a thread. Li Ming not able to find the damage she needs. However, Lunar has been doing a heck of a job getting us Immortal very close. It's going to be a very close racer. I don't know who wins this.
Yeah, it looks like it's just barely going to go to Reborn.
Oh! The Reborn sends a couple members back. They finally get the Immortal down, and by 198 damage. Wow, that was exciting. Dahaka's going to clear the Shaman camp, pushing the entire time. And the Shaman camp for the side of Mistakes Remain did not nearly do as well. So this fort very low, and Dahaka's going to have to clear up a lot as Chiro tries to push in here.
Very much so. Jojo stepping up a little bit, trying to poke out the Diablo, but he just gets out. This thing is going to get burned out pretty fast.
Yeah. All right, this being burnt out, Diablo gets kind of pushed out of the way. They might find an orb and a missile onto Diablo, but it's not going to be enough. Stukov throws out the silence to try and keep them away from the Immortal goes down. They are only going to get a tower from it, but that camp gets the entire front wall bottom, and I think that and half fort damage, and that's definitely worth it for the first phase.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate how Mistakes Were Made lost that engagement on the objective, but at the end of the day, they didn't really lose as much as you might think.
Yeah, that's true. Just some walls here. They are going to be fighting over this camp. Both teams at equal experience. Spork stepping up, getting a shadow charge onto Lunara. Flip. X152 leader go. Here's the drag onto Lunara. They're going to be able to finish her off. Phoenix, in the meantime, getting low. His teleport is interrupted. And down he goes. An excellent condemn there from Johanna. Johanna's in there trying to stir things up. She's getting very low. Li Ming trying to get the resets, trying to get the damage, but Johanna's going to go down. And it's a 1-for-1.
Yeah, let's keep in mind though, in this game, Li Ming did not go Calamity, making it so that her reset potential and her crazy reset combos aren't as crazy.
Yeah, this is true. And looking at the Li Ming damage, we've got her the Seeker for Li Ming. So Li Ming really looking to try and raise this Immortal along with Charge Blast, full magic missile build. I don't disapprove. I enjoyed playing that.
I agree, but it's very hard to execute. You need to be very consistent on your magic missiles.
And we did see, though, like, at least twice she nailed Stukov with those 3 magic missiles. So pinpoint accuracy, the name of the game here for Abdel.
Very true, very true. And on top of that, they get a huge amount of race potential in these immortal shrines. Not shrines, that's a different objective. Yeah. But you know what I mean.
They're shrine-ish. They're circles. That works for me. Neo and stepping out, trying to zone out. Lunara takes a stun, and Diablo punishes her for it. Coming in for the flip, but the deer skips away. And they are going to back out of here without suffering too much. Lunara's got some health from Malfear, and they're going to go down here and just defend.
Yeah, keep in mind the top bruiser camp, all mistakes are made has to do is stall out this fight and not get caught out, but that's exactly what happened. The Jaina takes a lot of damage, but now the Diablo in the backline dealing a lot of damage, but now it's the Tyrael that's the one caught out, and it looks like that one falls.
The explosion gets Rice very low. Everybody's super low. If Li Ming can get resets on this, but no, Stukov has his bio trigger available, and that's going to bring everybody back up. But know that on the Dahaka getting chunked out. Diablo goes in for a peel, but now they just focus Spork. Spork is going to survive for now. This is such a drag-out fight. Meanwhile, Jaina gets down to 30 health. Everybody is hurting, and Reborn holds the line.
Yeah, but while everybody's hurting, Reborn is getting hurt more. Look at that top 4, almost half dead, and they are only now dealing with it.
Yeah, and Lunara is able to, though, start on this Immortal, so that's going to give an Immortal advantage over to Reborn, but this fort still hurting. They start in on their Immortal. Halftime is reached before mistakes are made can get too much damage on the Immortal, and I have to imagine mistakes are made are going to want to defend and delay this out while the Haka soaks them to 10.
Definitely, but the Diablo is a slightly low. He's looking for an engagement right now. Gets the Li Ming, all of the damage, so much damage coming out onto the stun lands on Tyrael. The silence also goes out, making their escape just that harder, and the drag gets hit on the Malfear, and it looks like he's going to die. The lightning breath goes out. Ults for mistakes are made. Ring coming out, not hitting any, but it doesn't matter. It looks like everybody's going to be killed. It's a 2-for-0 trade, and the Immortal also will most likely get burned down.
Yeah, snap pick 10s coming out from mistakes were made. Dahaka got them to 10. They immediately engaged. They found a really good kill on the Li Ming, slammed her against the wall, and put her right into no man's land after that. So it's going to be their victory here. They're going to get this Immortal whittled down. They do have to be careful, Dahaka down here, making sure that Li Ming can't back cap this Immortal. And Diablo making sure to push him way back. Spork might be in danger. The slow, and there's a condemn onto Spork. Could they get the kill on here? They focus fire onto Diablo, but he gets out through the bush.
Yeah,
Very
but 10s are still up though. They could actually engage here if they find something.
That's true. Although only one heroic really left available, and if you don't have your heroics, you don't really have a 10 advantage.
That is very true, but still Flaming Swipe allowing them to get away very easily, along with adaptation.
Yeah, and their ultimates are back now. Heroics available for everybody in just 10 seconds. But on the side of Reborn, they got their heroics. They're coming out as though they're trying to get this Punisher whittled down and maybe make a re-engage here.
Yeah, everything is up on the side of the mistakes are made. They're looking for an engagement here, and that's exactly what Diablo does. Pulls them in, but the Twilight Dream allowing for the disengage. Immortal falls, but it doesn't matter. The sun comes out, the punish is coming out, the purification is coming out, killing many, sanctification going out on them. Diablo trades 1-for-1.
Oh, the Sanctification nets them a kill there. Johanna went down, wasn't able to get inside the Sanctification, maybe a bit too late, but Diablo goes down as well, and that's going to be an even kill, although it will be 10 seconds disadvantage for Reborn because of the souls.
Yeah, however, this is a 4v5, and they're looking for a fight right now. The Li Ming sends out the Disintegrate, and it looks like Stukov's about to fall. He's at almost no health, and the Li Reset comes out. Diablo's extremely deep. The CC is almost there. The body block coming in, punch so much damage on the Diablo, and it looks like that's going to be a double kill for
Reborn. Reborn are absolutely relentless in these team fights. They've got so much chase potential between the Johanna, the Tyrael, and the Li Ming resets along with Disintegrate.
Yeah, so much damage coming out from the Li Ming, you know.
Yeah.
I kind of doubted it without Calamity, especially with how much damage Calamity does, but it just goes to show that Li Ming Q build can just nuke anybody.
Yeah, and I want to point out that the advantage I like about Q build for Li Ming is the siege damage. This is also why I like it on here. You just throw those magic missiles onto the fort. I know that they've got reduced damage on structures, but with the Seeker bonus damage, she can do a lot, and she was up until just now, she was leading in siege damage on her team.
Very true, and at this point, that was the turning point of the game. Now this is very even on levels, very close, but to be fair, looks like the red team is slightly ahead in that manner.
Yeah, mistakes were made. Trying to figure out what they want to do. It looks like Diablo's going to go here and defend immediately. Lunara and Li Ming getting onto this Immortal, just trying to get the damage out before mistakes are made and come back. They've got themselves the 13. Here comes the engage. Diablo throws Lunara against the wall. She hops her way out. The ring comes down, and the Sanctification is there to prevent against the extra Sanctification, but it only lasts a few seconds. Gawain's still getting very low. The sustain is in favor of mistakes were made. Tyrael and Malfurion go down. Johanna goes down as well. Spork is... Oh my god, the poison damage almost makes it out. The Li Ming almost finds the kill. They almost get the counter kill, but instead of a 3-for-1, it's a 3-for-0 in favor of mistakes were made. And boy, this game just swinging like crazy. And now once again, the Shaman camp trying to get this fort.
Yeah, but did you see that Diablo? He charged right in there with no health and no fear, and somehow came out of that live.
Yeah, Stukov healing is no joke, ladies and gentlemen. Going for that, he looks so angry in this little icon. Going for the Hop and Pustules build is what I'm going to call it, as the rest of mistakes are made. Burns is immortal down, but the burn on the side of Reborn is actually going to win it.
Yeah, and this might actually be huge for them. If they can get that fort, that's going to be such a big win for them and possibly allow them to snowball that into a win.
Yeah, they've got the clear on here. The Shaman camp did get the fort. I think that was basically inevitable. And at this point in the game, you're not too worried about all of the forts. But the Immortal now going to be pushing up top here. Tyrael and Dahaka can continue their boring battle down bottom. And the Immortal starts hitting this fort.
Very true, and now this is an even talent here. This is the fight Reborn is looking for. The JoJo goes in, and it looks like Phoenix is forced to teleport out. This is their fort. Let's see if they're going to go for more.
All right, the Immortal down to about half health. Not a whole lot of shield available for that. Johanna just trying to keep everybody in place. Oh, the orb almost connects on that Phoenix.
Not much happening right now. Looks like they're going to focus on trying to get some structures and possibly getting a kill. All ults are up at this point except for Lunara, but that's up in just a couple seconds here. And it looks like the Immortal is going to die, but the Diablo going in for the Lunara with Lightning Breath coming out. No stuns are hitting the Ring of Frost, not hitting many, but the Dahaka coming in, gets the tongue on the Li Ming. It looks like that's going to be the focus for team mistakes are made, but Tyrael goes in with the Holy Ground to save.
Oh, the root just barely stops Diablo from shadow charging, and it looks like their chase is over. Reborn gets the front wall. They get themselves even closer to 16. I think they will be able to get 16 before the next Immortal phase. That's good news for them, but a decent defense coming out from mistakes were made.
Yeah, definitely. Mistakes are made, or 16's up. Let's see what they can do with this advantage.
It's going to be coming out for them now. We're going to see what they grab for themselves here as far as talent tiers.
Pretty standard. Jaina opting for the northern exposure instead of the root, which thus helps a lot of their burst damage, and that's kind of what they're going for in this. No matter who engages, you can burst them down.
Yeah. Oh man, can you imagine the cone of cold into lightning breath?
Ooh.
That's talk about icy hot. That is a killer thing. Or even like, oh, with purification salvo, not only do you get the bonus slow damage, you get the armor bonus.
That is very true.
But those are all just dreams. I don't expect Jaina to be around for a clutch cone of cold right into a purification salvo. But we're going to see how this plays out, and they're going to immediately try to engage her. A surprise engage coming out from Reborn. They don't care about 16, but Diablo finds a Leaming Stun against the wall. She gets out. The Ring of Frost comes out. The Sanctification to follow up, and the Leaming Orb damage is there. It's against the tanks. Here comes the purification salvo in response. A whole bunch of ults for a whole bunch of nothing from both teams here.
Yeah, so many ults going out, but nothing really happening. I would argue that that was more of a loss for team mistakes are made.
Yes, 100%. And it looks like mistakes were made do win the race so far. They're about 3,000 ahead, but you're absolutely right. Mistakes were made, wanted a kill there. They want to use that advantage, and they Reborn almost 16.
Yeah, this is about to be a case of 16v16. This fight determines so much. Dahaka isn't here. He's busy clearing bot. It looks like Reborn are going to be looking for a fight. Jojo goes in, not landing too much. Leaming just poking at the Immortal for now. Not much happening, but Diablo getting pretty low in this fight.
Yeah, and Leaming is just poking this Immortal out along with the Lunara. Diablo finds himself to Johanna. Neowin may have Iron Skin still available. No, 6 seconds till Iron Skin, and Johanna goes down.
Yeah, and we just saw the power of Northern Exposure and how much damage it can do and how much damage it adds to the rest of the team.
That's a clutch kill coming out from mistakes were made. They lose the pun. We got to pause.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. But that was incredible. That was a... Okay, we're going to have a countdown here. We will pause as soon as we unpause as soon as we are ready.
Yeah, this is going to be a very, very nice fight. Nice clear for the side. Mistakes are made. They have one down. And I don't think it's going to be a situation where Reborn decides to go for an attack. So this is probably going to get a tower at most.
Oh, absolutely. Half shield Immortal pushing on here. However, the entire team basically had to rotate on the side of Reborn. And they are without Johanna for another 5 seconds. And she has to make her way all the way up here. So not ideal for Reborn.
No, Reborn really doing nothing with his objective other than soak, and that's a big issue. If Jojo didn't die during that last objective, it could be a possible keep in that situation. Right now, it's a race to the level 20. Once mistakes are made, gets to the Storm Talents, it's going to be a huge loss for Reborn as they're almost an entire level behind at this point.
Yeah. I want to give a big shout out too to mistakes are made for burning down that tank. You often get teams that are scared to simply focus a tank that's way out of position and possibly vulnerable and simply try to focus them down and get the kill.
Yeah, it's definitely agree. Sometimes people are just scared of that, either disengage or doubling down and going towards the rest of the other team.
All right. Now the level advantage is in favor of mistakes are made. They've got a full level lead. They're going to easily get to 20. And the question is, when does the Immortal pop? Is it going to be before or after 20? And looks like Reborn taking advantage of mistakes were made in the top. They want to fight here. They want to take something and try and force mistakes were made to move on them.
Yeah, they need a fight relatively soon. There's about one and a quarter level coming up for level 20s on mistakes are made.
All right, they're backing out. Looks like they didn't quite like that form of engage. If I would like to see mistakes are made loop around and maybe try and flank them through this jungle.
I definitely agree, but it looks like they're just going to posture around the camp, posture around the Immortals, and try to soak it out. But that's not the case. A level away from level 20s on the sides of mistakes are made. This has to be a fight very soon.
Yeah, mistakes were made actually a very long way off from 20, and it looks like they want to be the ones who regress here. And they back off, they find them on the camp, and they immediately get onto this Immortal, trying to burn it down. Mistakes were made, trying to get as much damage on this Immortal as possible. It's only Lunara right now, I think. Oh, there's a Twilight Dream. Diablo finds the foot, but no damage come up here and trying desperately to survive. But the burst damages there. Malfurion caught out in the wrong place. Johanna falls too. Reborn is suddenly in a lot of peril here.
Yeah, on that note, so many people were focusing on the race, and there weren't enough people to defend the Malfurion, and that ended in a situation of losing 2 people for absolutely nothing. There has to be a lot of effort put into this if they want to save this game.
Yeah, it looks like a bit of miscommunication on what Reborn wanted to do. Malfurion caught in a really rough place. Diablo found a good Shadow Charge, tried to throw out the Twilight Dream, but nothing doing. The rest of Reborn just trying to get this poke on here. They have so much poke on this Immortal. They're able to get a lot of shield down here. The more damage they do to this Immortal now, the less that they're going to have to defend on it. I think the race easily goes over to Mistakes Were Made, but very valiant, very brave effort coming out from Reborn.
Very, very true, but this Immortal is huge for the side of Mistakes Were Made.
And look at the level advantage. 20 talent tiers coming out now from Mistakes Were Made. We've got adaptation bonus here. We've got the Cold Snap, Ring of Frost upgrade, Singularity Charge, Lightning Breath upgrade. Are we looking at a core ending Lightning Breath here from Diablo?
Possibly, very possibly. This is very interesting.
Oh, Spork.
Reborn is so far away from level 20s. They need to have a perfect defense here to save this game. Yeah. It looks like the wall is gonna fall very fast. Diablo's looking for an engagement. I can see it in his eyes.
Finds
and there it is.
Ooh. Gets his way out. Johanna is out way up front. Here's the science coming out from the Stukov. The Twilight Dream comes out, only hits the Dahaka. There's the Ring of Frost, finds its way onto the Tyrael. There's the Lightning Breath being used. So much fire, so much damage. The Tyrael goes down. Here's the Purification Salvo to follow up Tyrael damage onto the rest of Mistakes Were Made. I don't know if it's enough to stop them on here, but they do have Li Ming. If Li Ming finds resets, they could find themselves a defense here. The damage goes out onto the Johanna, and Johanna goes down.
Yeah.
Li Ming trying to find the end of the game, but this core is at 36%. This is going to be game number 2, going over to Mistakes Were Made.
That was a very desperate ending issue for the side of Reborn. There wasn't much that could be done, and that had to be done perfectly for them to win that match, and that's the issue. You can't always play to perfection.
Yeah, this is absolutely true. And look at the damage. Wow, Li Ming's siege damage, huge for this map.
Definitely agree. I think Li Ming was the MVP of that game, being able to deal so much poke damage and just so much damage on the Immortal. I think the race was better than Nara. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I actually don't know. I'm looking at Li Ming's 13 talent, and she went for the teleport illusionist. Increasing that teleport range, I think she felt kind of scared there, but I would have loved to see the full commit to the Q build. If you go Charge Blast and then you go Seeker and you go and you get the what's it called, Cannoneer at 13, and then you get Fireflies, you just throw missile after missile out, and you're constantly getting the Seeker and the Cannoneer bonuses, and you can just rip that Immortal down. All right, that is it, and we're gonna see if Mistakes Were Made are up for an interview. We just whisper the captain here. Oh, I can't. He has his whisper set up to a point. I've got to find him on Discord. Let me see.
Oh.
Grab him here, yeah.
That's a pain.
Yeah. I don't know that he would be paying attention anyway. Some people don't often pay attention to the Blizzard in-game chat immediately after a match, so we're going to see if we can get a hold of him here. I'm very interested to see how they felt during that second game. It was such a back and forth and such an intense game from both teams. Love watching these things, and this is why, I would not have guessed this was Division D. This is a really good game here.
Yeah, that was a very decent game. I think other than the shining moments in drafts such as Hanzo, I think that was a very well played game.
Yeah, and I think it goes to show, like, people they'll think, some people not familiar with NGS will look and say, oh, Div D, I don't want to watch that game, but I think every single division has amazing matches to watch. Like, I think players are actually a lot closer in skill than people realize, and this game proves it, that this is some of the most entertaining stuff in the Nexus. All right, we are actually joined by Noel Dat here. Noel Dat, welcome. Excellently done there on that 2-0.
Thank you.
All right, how do you feel about those matches there?
I think we felt pretty good. We got the drafts we wanted both times, and we had pretty decent execution.
Mm-hmm.
We're a fairly new team, so we're still learning, when we're going to do things and when we're going to engage and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, you guys did an excellent job combining a lot of your ults and a lot of synergy there. I want a big shout out to Kyle566. Those silences were on point throughout both of those games.
Oh yeah, he's fantastic at that.
I have a question about your draft here. You don't have that strong of a race. Did you go into this with the Diablo and the Jaina and the Dahaka thinking you're going to be mostly defense team during the Immortal phase?
Well, yeah, I mean, we knew we weren't going to win the race pretty much no matter what we did. But we thought we could hold out enough and get enough of an XP lead and then try to, force towards the end some engages and come out on top, because we figured our comp was definitely better at team fight. Okay.
And that you proved it. You guys definitely got a lot of kills there. 4 kills to 13. I like that number. What were your thoughts like in the middle of the game? It was touch and go there for a little bit before you guys finally took control at the end there.
Well, I think we had to keep in mind that we were not going to win the race.
Mm-hmm.
So it probably looked a little more touch and go, but the plan was really to win the end, to win the big fights at the end where the death timers are too high for them to deal with. So I think we kind of expected it to go like that.
All right, excellent. You found some fantastic engages on the Diablo there. Sean, do you have any questions about the Battlefield game?
Not exactly in this moment.
That's fair. Go ahead.
I just have trouble asking questions.
That's fine. Infernal Shrines, looking back at that, you guys went with the Nazebo. Is that sort of a comfort pick for you guys?
Well, I think it is a comfort pick, and I think sometimes that game goes a little long, and we wanted to have that backup plan just in case things go our way, to have that power spike towards the end.
Fair enough. And you guys earned Zrice. Is it Zrice? Is that how you pronounce that?
Zrice, yeah.
Yeah,
yep.
Zrice earned himself a respect band there on the Nazebo.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
And actually, you guys kept your comp exactly identical except for the Jaina. So yeah, you guys indeed got everything you wanted. What was the plan to deal with the Artanis there in that game? Those swaps could definitely be deadly.
It was just to keep a good lookout on it, and to know that when Artanis does swap, if it's possible, sometimes it's better to collapse on the Artanis if you know that you can't save the person that got swapped. So it was just Kyle really looking out for the swap, because we figured he'd be the primary target, and playing around it whenever we could.
Now you guys banned Blaze first both games. Is that just a hero that you guys enjoy banning?
Well, I think when you're a combo oriented team, Blaze is a big problem.
Gotcha.
So,
and they tried to interrupt you guys with Sanctification, but you guys did an excellent job of playing around that.
Yeah, we were very happy with that.
Awesome.
I do actually have one question.
Sure.
Were you guys ever considering Leoric?
Not in these games. We were not. No.
Okay. I was excited to see something crazy. I wanted to see the Entomb into Planet Cracker, into Diablo, into the Silence. That would have been epic.
Yeah, we've run that in the past. And the second game, it was kind of one of those things where if they're going to give us what worked the first game, we might as well try it until it doesn't work.
Very true. Why change it if it works really well?
Yeah. Excellent. Well, congratulations once again. You have any shout outs for Twitch chat here?
Shout outs to all my teammates and everybody who came to the Twitch chat to support us. Some friends that we've played with before. So appreciate everybody.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me here. Congratulations once again on your 2-0 victory over Reborn.
Thank you.
All right. That is going to be it for this game. I there is another match coming up in 15 minutes. Let me check my calendar to remember who it is. It is going to be the Core Crashers versus Can't Counterpick Stupid. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that game coming up in just 15 minutes at 9 o'clock Pacific time. Until then, I'm going to throw you guys a host to somebody else in NGS. Until then, I've been your caster. Check me out on twitch.tv/ghostdunk. Make sure to follow me there. Hit the follow button if you're watching on Twitch now. I think that's going to be it for us. Once again, mistakes were made going up 2-0 over Reborn. Joining me was Sir Sean Sheep. You have a good time?
Yeah, as always.
Awesome. Fantastic. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you everybody out there for watching. Stick around for the raid, and then join me once again. Come immediately back to watch me at 9 o'clock Pacific, and have a good night.